I am Isaac Spain, and this is Aftermath. We're going to do a recap of the NFC East draft picks. We're going to start with the New York Giants. They had a really weird first round. The Giants. They took Daniel Jones from Duke. A lot of people predicted him a third round pick, and they took him at 6. That was a little weird, but he knew the Mannings. His coach was the Mannings coach, so that's how he got in there. And then they traded up to get Dexter Lawrence from Clemson, and then they got DeAndre Baker from Georgia, a cornerback from Georgia, defensive end from O'Shane Ziles from Old Dominion. Then he got cornerback, 4th round, Julian Love, Notre Dame. Round 5, they got a linebacker, Ryan Connolly from Wisconsin. They also got wide receiver Darius Slayton, Auburn. Corey Benatel, cornerback, Washburn. Washburn. Never heard of that one. Anyway, offensive tackle, George Alsvo Asdoic from Kentucky. And Christopher Slayton, Syracuse, defensive player. The Eagles didn't have much of a draft left over after all their trades, or because they only had Andre Dillard, offensive tackle of Washington State, Miles Sanders, Penn State, running back, wide receiver J.J. Whiteside, Stanford. Defensive end, Shreek Miller from Penn State. Quarterback, Clayton Thorson, Northwestern, which is weird they see him take a quarterback in the 5th round. But Daniel Jones, he had an interesting season. And so and I just don't think he played very well. I mean, Duke's record last year for football was not very impressive. And so I'm sorry I didn't have this planned ahead of time. I just wanted to look this up for 2018. They beat Duke, or Army lost to Duke. Then they beat Baylor. They beat Virginia Tech. They lost Virginia Tech. They beat Northwestern. They beat North Central. They beat Miami. They got smoked by Clemson. They beat Temple. And they lost to Wake Forest. Big time. So, I mean, he has some 1, 2, He has some interesting losses. Anyway, that's beside the point. He'll be interesting to see and see how he develops. I think this is Eli's last year, I would want to say, because this is his last year on his contract, so we'll find out. The Washington Redskins, I'm sorry for the decor. I was just reading in. Anyway, the Washington Redskins got an awesome first-round pick in Dwayne Hawkins from Ohio State, quarterback. And then they got defense end Montez Sweat from Mississippi State, tight end Terry McLaurin from Ohio State, wide receiver, running back Brian Love from Stanford, guard Wes Miranez from Indiana, center Ross Petrus Branch from Alabama, Cole Holcomb from North Carolina, linebacker, West Virginia Kevin Harmelo, NC State, Jimmy Moreland, James Madison, cornerback, and defensive end Jordan Brailford from Oklahoma State. And then the interesting Cowboys. Well, the Cowboys got rid of their first-round pick last year, trading Amari Cooper away. And that was probably the best thing they could have done. I'll also go over some division winners I think I will have this year later on in the series. And if you're liking this video, give me a like down below, comment down below, and subscribe. And then if you hit the bell icon, you'll get a recognition whenever I upload. And then I also upload to Facebook for you guys. But the Cowboys in their second round picked up defensive line Tristan Hill, University of Central Florida. Round 3 was Connor McGovern, Penn State. Tony Pillard, running back from Memphis. Cornerback Michael Jackson from Miami. Edge Joe Jackson from Miami. Strong safety Donovan Wilson, Texas A&M. Running back Mike Weber, Ohio State. And then another defense end, Jalen Jerks from Oregon. The AFC South, we're going to go with the Tennessee Titans. Defensive lineman Jeffrey Simmons, Mississippi State. Wide receiver A.J. Brown, Ole Miss or / Mississippi. Guard Nate Davis, Charlotte. Safety Armin Hooker, Iowa. Defensive end Andre Walker, Georgia. David Johnson, linebacker from West Virginia. And that was the Tennessee Titans. Houston. Offensive tackle Carius Howard's, Alabama State. Looney Johnson, Kentucky. Max Schosberg, Northern Illinois, offensive tackle. Tight end Kalen Waring, San Diego State. Defensive edge would be Charles Omen Inu, Texas. Cornerback Xavier Crawford, Central Michigan. Fullback Colin Gaspy, Texas A&M. And then Jacksonville And they got a new quarterback. They got Nick Foles. They traded Blake Boyles to the Rams, I believe. Yeah, the Rams got Blake Boyles, and also, which was as a backup. He's going as a backup. He's not going to start. That's Jared Goff yard. Jared Goff's doing awesome. They're going to do awesome this year too. But anyway, the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to have an interesting season with Nick Foles. Last year they just did horrible, but the year before they were AFC. They went to the AFC Championship and lost to the Patriots. The Patriots have been the last 3 Super Bowls and won 2 of the last 3. So I'm happy about that. But let's get back to the Jaguars. Getting defensive end Josh Allen from Kentucky. Offensive tackle Jawal Taylor, Florida. Josh Oliver, San Jose State, tight end. Linebacker Quincy Adams, Murray State. Running back Raquel Armstead, Temple. Cornerback Garner Minshew from Washington State. There's an interesting one. Donovan Russell, defensive lineman from Auburn. Now the Colts. Rock Yasin, quarterback from Temple. Defensive end Ben Bagado from TCU. Wide receiver Paris Campbell, Ohio State. Linebacker Bobby Ocherts, Stanford. Safety Carlin Williams, Michigan State. Marvel Tells is the safety from USC. Linebacker E.J. Speed, Triton State. Edge rusher Jared Green, Mississippi State. Offensive tackle Jackson Barnes, Utah. And center Javion Patterson, Mississippi. And then we'll go to the NFC South next. Falcons. Atlanta Falcons. First round pick was Chris Lindstorm, guard from Boston College. Offensive tackle Caleb McGrady, Washington. Cornerback Kendall Sheffield, Ohio State. John Kremsky, Charleston. Running back Cordy Obson, Pittsburgh. Cornerback Jordan Miller from Washington. And wide receiver Marcus Green, Louisiana Monroe. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Linebacker Devon White, LSU. Cornerback Sean Burling, Central Michigan. Cornerback Auburn. From Auburn, Jamel Dean. Safety Mike Edwards, Kentucky. Edge rusher Antonio Nelson, Iowa. K would be kicker Matt Gay, Utah. Wide receiver Scott Miller, Bowling Green. And Terry Becker, defensive lineman from junior from Missouri. The Saints had 5 picks. They didn't have many. Eric McCoy, Texas A&M, center. Safety Chancey Gardner Johnson, Florida. Safety Squaw Hampton, Rutgers. Tight end Aisley Mack, Notre Dame. Linebacker, Kalen Elzies from Idaho. And then the Carolina Panthers, we got Edge Barn, Florida State. You got offensive tackle, Greg Littles from Mississippi. Will Guer from Washington, I'm sorry. Will Guer from quarterback from West Virginia. Edge rusher Christian Miller, Alabama. Running back Jordan Scarlett from Florida. And offensive tackle Dennis Daly, South Carolina. And wide receiver Terry Godwin from Georgia. And we're going to stop there today on some of the picks, on the draft picks. We got the AFC West. And I believe that's it, actually. AFC North. The North of both. So we're going to do the North of both and the AFC West tomorrow. I hope you like my video. And then we're going to go over tomorrow. We're going to try to go over my division winners for the year. I can give you a quick laydown if you want. Let's see here. And we're going to... Not what I want. I'm sorry. Yeah. There we go, standings. For the AFC East, I'm going to pick the Patriots. The AFC West, I'm going to pick... No, it's going to be a hard one, but I'm going to pick the Chiefs on that one. Patrick Mahomes is going to own that. Then AFC North, I'm going to pick the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to go all the risk, take the Pittsburgh Steelers. I know they were only second in the division. I think Baltimore has more. We have more tape on Baltimore's QB, Jackson, and I think Cleveland's going to be much better than they were this year than last year. I think Cincinnati's going to be at the bottom of the barrel again, so we'll find out. Then I'm actually picking the Colts to win the South. And then for the NFC, I'm picking the Skins to win the NFC East. Yeah, the Redskins. I'm going to go with the Redskins. Just going on a loop here. I like Dwayne Hawkins for QB. They got another QB from Denver. They traded for I can't remember his name now. As soon as I see it, I'll remember it. I don't know why I forget this stuff. Anyway, Washington, Casey Keenum, and then they got Colt McCoy, and then they have Dwayne Haskins, Josh Stadiums, and I believe they still got Alex Smith. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks on their roster right now. Washington does. So we'll see who stays after preseason. But, I want to pick the Skins to win the East. Or the Eagles. For the West, I'm going to go with the Rams again. LA Rams. For the NFC North, I'm going to go with the Bears. And then for the NFC South, I want to pick Atlanta. So, anyway, we'll go do those. We'll do the rest of the draft recon tomorrow. Please tune in tomorrow or later this week. Thank you and have a great night. Bye.